and when I go home at night, the last thing I want to do is watch entertainment about politics. I watch Game of Thrones. That's as political as it gets.
Yeah, House of Cards is a great show, but if it's half right, like I always wonder. The thing that gets me is when people suicide themselves that are on their way to trial. I'm like, okay, I don't want to be that fucking guy. I don't want to be that tinfoil hat guy. But how many people are going to suicide themselves? I mean, for sure, someone's been murdered. Somewhere along the line, someone knew something, some powerful people got to them, and they murder them. Like, it's going to happen. It has happened. It must have happened.
I mean, I think it happens a lot in Russia. I don't think that
100%, right?
I don't believe what Trump said. And again, I think this is what Trump has a skewed vision of what politics is, and because he thinks that the outer limit of politics is Russia, he thinks anything inside that limit is now okay.
But do you think it's ever happened in the United States or just in Russia?
Like political assassinations?
Yes.
I can't name a specific example of where it has. I think that's...
Are you open to the possibility?
I'm open to. I mean, if someone shows
like
me
Lyndon
evidence,
Johnson. You think Lyndon Johnson could whack somebody?
I don't think Lyndon Johnson whacked anybody.
What about Kennedy?
I don't think that Kennedy whacked anybody.
What about Hillary?
I don't think Hillary whacked anybody.
If I had my last $1,000, I'd be super tempted to bet on black. I'd be super tempted to go, you know what? I think she went dark. I think she's whacked a few people. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. I want to see Whitewater. I'd want to see Vince Foster. I want to see that Enron guy who shot himself in the head twice. There's a few. If I could, man, I think it's happened. I just don't know who.
I'm sure it's happened
when.
at some point, but again, if I don't know who and when, I'm hesitant to. Like,
of course.
I think that we tend to think things are regular when they are. I mean, that'd be really irregular.
Yes.
Right? So we tend to think that this stuff is happening like every day, and that's why you see Trump on TV saying, "Well, Putin, like America hasn't killed people," and it's like, well, no, not quite like Putin. I mean, like Putin legitimately murders his journalistic enemies.
Yes.
Like I haven't seen you trying to double tap Jake Tapper, so I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure no, it's not a regular thing around here. Even Obama wasn't trying to like kill Chris Wallace.
Right, but maybe maybe, I don't know. Well, Putin is obviously the extreme example, right? Well, obviously the extreme example is North Korea, but Putin is in that range of like a totally feared, essentially a dictator who's... I
mean, there are a bunch of them, right? I mean, Erdogan in Turkey.
Sure.
Maduro.
Assad.
Assad. Maduro now in Venezuela, who's literally
Venezuela
jailing his political opponents.
Now like a complete dictatorship, and this is very recently.
Right, but America is I mean, would you believe it if I said like leaders in France had people regularly whacked? I'd find it a little bit hard to believe. I don't think we're significantly worse than France in the whacking people in politics business.
I don't think regularly, but I think every now and then... The move is...
I'm open to the possibility, but I'd have to see the evidence, the lawyer in me.
Well, I don't think we're a house of cards. I don't think it gets that ridiculous. But
the point I'm making is if you think that's a regular thing, if you think that it's not like a rare thing and maybe once in a while, once every 20 years somebody gets whacked quietly for political reason, if you think that's like a regular thing, then fibbing is like way inside the line.
Right.
Right? Like you hiding documents is really, or you like writing your son's stupid statement about a stupid email exchange and then fibbing about it publicly, like that's really inside the line. So again, I don't think that, I think some of this, I have a rule about the Trump administration. I never attribute to malevolence what I can attribute to stupidity, because I think that that's more likely to be the case. It's like the Occam's razor of the Trump administration.
I think that is a smart way to think, but I think sometimes malevolence is real.
No, I agree.
Remember the Gary Condit, Chandra Levy thing?
Yeah, that was weird.
That was a weird one.
Yeah,
where if for people who don't know the story, this guy was having an affair, the girl turned up dead, and then 9/11 happened right away afterwards, so people kind of forgot about it. But they found her body in the park, and everybody was like, Jesus Christ. Like, this is a woman that was about to testify that she was having an affair with this guy, and that one was a good one.
Yeah,
in terms, not a good one, obviously, a terrible one.
So so let me say this: I think that if there's murder in politics, it'll probably tend to fall more into the personal than the political.
Yeah, it'll
probably fall less in terms of like I have a political vendetta against this guy and I'm going to kill him. We haven't really done much of that since Alexander Hamilton and Burr, but there are, listen, Teddy Kennedy left a woman in the back of his car in a body of water, so...
Right. Drunk driving, right? That was the thing with him. He just didn't want to be responsible for something horrible that he did.
Right.
Similar to Dick Cheney not meeting with the police for something like 18 hours after he shot his friend in the face.
Yeah, I don't think he was trying to assassinate his friend.
No, he was just drunk hunting.
And that's...
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah,
I would imagine.
I can't rule that one out. So,
yeah, but
honestly, I'll find Teddy Kennedy a little more suspicious. You leave the woman in the back of the car, swim out of the car, go to a house, sleep, come back the next day, and My God, she's dead.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it turns out when you leave somebody underwater for 12 hours, they tend to do that.
Yeah.
It's weird how that works.
Well, unless he was so drunk that he didn't know what he was doing.